All right, what is going on, everybody? We're back down to range 3.5. So I did a shooting for distance for dummies. I spelled dummies wrong on purpose because if you watch to the end of the video, I say I'm the dummy, not you. So I didn't want to say you're the dummy, so I spelled dummies wrong on purpose. So today we're going to be drawing from concealment for dummies. I'm going to be the dummy, not you. I'll make that clarified in the beginning of the intro. So today we're going to be using one of my favorite guns. This is basically a whole 5-inch Romulus, ported and comped by SGZ. He kind of blew out the comp a little bit, and then we added in the 4 Portsman as well. Trigger job as well. This thing's breaking around 1.5 pounds. Matter of fact, you know, to take my word for it, we have one of these guys, and this all comes into play with the video. So just to show. So give me 1 second. So 1.44 pounds, this here trigger. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. Let me turn this off. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. I'm gonna be talking about, I'm not the best at drawing from concealment, but I've done enough training. You gotta go in. Go to your home.
Oh, center mass too.
All right, that was a 07. D, 07.
Woo!
Ain't no way I got a 6.7. 132.4. But that was a 159.
Yeah.
160.
160? No way! First try, dude. Get that, yeah.
168 or 167.
Oh man.
We're 205. So 205 yards right down there.
Oh!
Oh, 170.
No way, dude.
205 yards in 1.70 in under 2 seconds.
Just paint it.
249.6. Let's just call it 250. A 169. 249 at a 169 from concealment. Says 300, 3015. Come on, baby. 176. Ah, 300 yards from concealment because I don't wear battle belts and I train how I fight. So this is how I go to Walmart, is appendix carry. So first thing I'm going to talk about is dry fire drills. So we're already going to assume, right, to keep the video not so crazy long, we're going to already assume you have a really good belt. I use core. I have a core belt for everyday use. And then I have a in the waistband appendix holster by Incognito Concealment as well. So I'm just going to assume you already have a good belt. You already have a good holster. Now, Justin Jackson, I'm going to put it somewhere in the cards. He does a great breakdown on the benefits of dry fire because I'm not going to talk about dry fire. So go ahead and check that video out and then come back and watch the rest of this video because we're just going to assume that you already have done your dry fire drills as well. So we're going to take it down to the range and I'm going to do a little twist for me as well. So not just me teaching you, I'm going to push myself to do something a little bit different that I haven't done before. So let's go down to the range. We have your D zone and C zone steel targets. We also have an A zone, which I'll talk about in a second. But we're going to talk about shirts. I'm going to step back a little bit. So I wear a XL or 2XL shirt. I'm about 6'2". So talking about garments, the wind. Let's talk about your garment. So this is going to play a big point because it is fall time. It's absolutely beautiful right now. So 68 degrees, I'll take it. So I'm going to take advantage of it because I'll be wearing a t-shirt. So when you wear your garments, your either button up or t-shirt, sweatshirt, you want to get your dry fire drills in. Now we're going to assume you have done all that. That's why you're watching the video. So you can do a cheater grip where you're just, you know, cuffing it down here and just hold. And then obviously you hear the beep or you just want to draw in general. I like to pull all the way up. That way it's completely out of the way because I do have a longer garment, longer shirt. So I got to make sure it's all out of the way. It's going to be one solid movement. So it's just going to be kind of like a 2 to 3 step process. So it's going to be 1, 2, And then 3 is grabbing. You have to get a great purchase on it. And then the hand that's holding your shirt, by the time your hand comes up here, it should meet. There you go, just hanging out. Sorry, ADHD. He's just hanging out on the gun. That's cool. Anyways, get off. You're pulling, so it's a 1, 2, and then 3 movement out. You don't want to overextend. You don't want to turtle head. I have big shoulders, so I used to press all the way out and kind of like turtle head a little bit. And you don't move your body. A lot of people like to twitch, like they try to do this or do this. None of this moves. It's all here, 1, 2, push. And assuming you have done your dry fire, by the time you press out here, that dot should be automatically in your dominant eye. So it should be there every time. So again, it's super simple. Don't overthink it. When you do your dry fire drills, you're just going to come here. So it's a 1, 2, get a good purchase on it. We're using obviously a 1911 double stack 1911. So this isn't going to be a striker fired, but come over here, grab, and then as you're coming, you don't want to scoop draw, come up, the hand that's holding your shirt, touch, press, get your sight picture side alignment because you should be doing dry fires. Safety should be coming off, come right here, and then boom, and then pull the trigger. So we're going to start out, we're at 7 yards right now, shooting these. We're not going to do anything for time just yet. So once I start getting at a little bit of distance, I'm spoiling it. Matter of fact, I'm just going to say it now. Come on. I'm going to show you guys what it's like shooting on D zone and C zone, but for the remainder of, wait, right there. So the remainder of the video, I'm only going to be shooting this guy. So this is an A zone. I want to say this is a, 8x6 or the size of a 2-liter can. So I'll do a little bit of drills here. You see that I took all the other, steel away or moved them away so I can't hit anything else. And I'm going to talk about the different tones in these pieces of steel. They all have different tones. So when you go to watch somebody like Nick Pewview or Chris Honest Outlaw or me or Skips Guns, anyone that's shooting distance at steel, you can, by the tone or the pitch, you can know and differentiate, words are hard, differentiate which size steel they're actually shooting. So I'm going to be shooting an A zone. I'm going to have a camera propped up on that guy right there, because at distance, once you get past like 100 yards, it's kind of hard to hear this. It's more of a high pitched ting. So right there. Oh, by the way, you got to say hi, Barry. That's Barry. Can you tell what team he likes? Go blue. Go blue indeed. So we're going to load and make ready. Left the mag at the truck. So before we start, obviously loading up and make ready, a big PSA, public service announcement. Know the distance that your dot is zeroed in at. And what I mean by that is, once you're going to be, if you have accessibility, I know indoor ranges, you're limited to maybe 25 yards. Some indoor ranges go a little bit further, but no one really takes, a 9mm pistol to take it outside of 25 yards. I'm just an anomaly. I do it just for fun. I don't take myself seriously, but know the distance that your gun is zeroed in at. I zeroed this around 25 yards. So this is just like I said, Romulus ported and comped with a tiny RMSC O sight on it. And then also know the grain that you're using, because if you're going to zero it in with 115, range ammo, and you use defensive ammo, if this is going to be your carry gun, you're going to have bullet deviation. It's either going to shoot higher or lower depending on the grain of the bullet. So keep that as a food for thought, because we don't want you zeroing with defensive ammo and then you go to shoot with range ammo and your shots are all over the place. So, you should always zero in your guns, know the distance at the zero, and that way you can know your holds once you get to a certain yardage. So since I zeroed it at 25, at 50, they still should be dead on, not crazy bullet deviation. So let's back this up a little bit. We're just gonna do regular, we're gonna go slow. I'm at 7 yards, so no timer, no nothing. It's pretty simple. Just, you can do a cheater grip, or if you're gonna pull, sometimes you'll see me in videos, I'll pull here, but I'm making sure I'm pulling all the way to my pec and then get that great, purchase on the gun. So just slow, do the cheater grip first. So pull up, grab, it should be a solid movement. So no twitching of the body, just pull, grab, and then as I'm coming up, this is where the hand meets. I'm flicking off the safety, and then sight picture side alignment. Boom, it's right there. So we'll just do a solid move. So boom. That's basically, it's literally that simple. Then Then once you get to a certain amount of distance, you can start point shooting at 7 to 10, if you're lucky 15, but you want to still have that sight picture sight alignment. You don't want to be shooting wild and unaccurately. So do the regular here. I like to have my hands kind of lower. So I go up, grab, and it's that simple. So like I said about the tones, so I'm shooting a delta. So we'll do the delta. Here's a Charlie. You hear the ting. So one's really deep tone. The Charlie is a higher pitch, and then I'll slide over to the A zone. You hear that? So delta, Charlie, alpha. So they're higher pitches. So when you hear that stuff with other guys you watch on YouTube, when I shoot distance, the delta zones are 18 by 30. So they're a pretty big target. When you get out to distance, you're kind of going to have to, shoot something a little bit bigger. C zone is about like the sweet spot. That's not really the proper, like I'm 6'2", so I'm more of a delta zone size steel target. So I shoot deltas at distance, but we're going to shoot the A zone now. So like I said, don't take yourself so seriously. Just relax, breathe. If you hear all my videos, every time I draw, I instantly start exhaling. Go, because I'm getting that sight picture sight alignment. I'm exhaling. I'm not holding my breath, so I'm like shaking. You don't want to do that. We're going for accuracy here. We want our shots to count. Inhale and exhale. Sight picture sight alignment, squeeze, break. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to start shooting the A zone now. Start at 10 yards and going as far as I possibly can, I guess. I got a little bit of ammo. Let's do that. Okay, we're going to start out at 10 yards, and I'm just going to shoot the A zone. I think I'm in frame. Yep, I'm in frame. Okay. If the draw is sloppy, like if you're moving or if you have a bad purchase on the gun and you go to draw and you're searching for that dot, don't pull the shot off because it's expensive. So we're training for perfection here. So it's just simple cheater grip, inhale, exhale, boom. That's it. So go ahead and load and make ready. We should be good. And boom. And it's that simple. It's that simple. Once you get your dry fire down, you get your just pulling it out and having that dot immediately in front of whatever dominant eye. I'm right eye dominant and right-handed. So now, where that was at 10, let's take it back to 25 and see how it works.
Especially my shoulder.
28.3. 28.3. Again, just super simple. I'm trying to keep the camera angle so you can see the target. Once we get farther out, I'm going to put a camera off to the side so you can actually, I'll put it, the camera angle in the corner so you can see it. But I just want to keep it broad so you can see behind my back. I know it's a draw from concealment, but again, we're just assuming that you guys have the fundamentals down. So this is just for me since I zeroed it in at 25. I still should be center mass, so we're just going to grab, rip, boom, and that's it. So let's just keep going. Let's put the camera up now and go all the way to 50. We're at 28. Let's go all the way to 50. Okay, went a little bit further, but we are 57. I don't know if I could be able to show you because my phone is down there. Hopefully I don't shoot my phone, but so 59.6 from where the camera is. I'm walking in front. Actually, you know what? You ain't gonna be able to see the target. I have the camera down there. So we'll just put it right here. So just again, sight picture, sight alignment. If you have a bad draw, don't pull the shot. So it's just easy, just up, down, here. Now the dot wasn't exactly where it was or in front of my eye, so I'm not gonna pull the shot. I'm going to be very transparent with everybody. So, and then also, because my trigger is extremely light, that gives me a benefit for pulling off accuracy-like shots. Because if you're shooting something like a striker fired or just a stock 1911 double stack 1911 2011 style trigger, striker fires are going to be around 6 pounds, right? So if you're going to pull out, you're going to have all that take up wall, and then 6 pound, break. Because this is 1.5 pounds. That's the reason why you have like a drop-in single stage Remington 700 trigger. That's like a 1 pound trigger because it's for precision. It's precision rifle. So likewise with your pistols, a nicer trigger, nice crisp trigger to your comfortability. Just people see this and they hit up people like Skip's Guns and they want a 1.5 pound trigger. You have to understand if you start at 1.5 pounds, it's going to break into about 1 pound and sometimes you can get hammer follow. So just like a you know, little PSA that stuff like that can happen. So come a little, there we go, come a little bit closer so you can actually see the gun in action too. So there you go. 50 something, 57, 58. Now we're gonna speed it up, and I'm gonna throw in a shot timer. We're gonna go all the way out to 100 to see what I can do. I've already done a draw for concealment with this. I think my record for draw for concealment with this setup at the A zone is, I want to say it's like a 170 or something. I'll play that clip now. 102. 179, A zone at 102 yards from concealment. Not bad. So we're going to try to beat that in this video. I like to challenge myself, so you guys are going to see it live. Come on. 121.9. Let's call it 122. Got to give me that extra 0.1, right? I've never drew for concealment, especially time-wise, and an A zone past 102. So 122. We're just gonna see. So this is a 3 MOA dot. I'll show you B-roll of what it looks like when you paint the target. But what I'm gonna do is, before I do a draw from concealment, I want a confirmed kind of hit on where my bullets are going. So before I draw, a lot of people on YouTube won't tell you this. I'm gonna give the magician's code, right? They don't like when you tell you the secrets. But before I do a draw, or before I show a clip or post a clip, I do a confirmation shot, because if you zero it, regardless of the distance, whether it's 10, 15, in this case it's 25, your bullet deviation is gonna, you know, obviously drop, especially with a ported and cop gun, but it's gonna drop the further you go. So, all right. So so if the silhouette is me on the A zone, I have to put the dot right above his head for me to hit. I hit over to the right because I didn't want to leave an extra mark on it, but I was off to the left a little bit, and that's exactly where it hit, on the side of his head. So now that we have that, let's check, make sure that the brightness is good. Go ahead and get our timer ready. One thing I will say, if you're not comfortable drawing from concealment, drawing from your appendix rig and using time, don't do it, because I don't want anybody to create an oopsie, right? We don't want any NDs or anything in anybody. So this is just me doing it for my own benefit. Sound like I hit it.
Sounds like it to me.
I'll have to check the camera, but I'll do it again. But that was 122 yards in under 2 seconds, a 187. So let's see if I can replicate that, because that was a good hit, but we're gonna run it again. I gotta wait for this wind to die down, because the audio is gonna be windy. So I don't know if the audio should pick up. So I did hit it. It was one of these, but the camera wasn't recording. So let's redo all that. Well, apparently none of the, I don't know if that even the 50 yard recorded, because I had my phone in a bag pressed up against it, and it was like on the power kind of switch. So I don't even think it recorded. So turned it sideways. So there's no power button. It should inhibit now. So let's go ahead and run it again at 122. Let's hit it again. Maybe I'll try a little bit farther. Bottom. Okay, so I gotta aim high right, or high left.
There you go.
High left it was. So hopefully the camera picked it up, because camera's changed now. So that was 122 yards from concealment. Again, we did it again, replicated it. That's a 186. So let's go a little bit further. Maybe we can do a solid 200.
All right.
So let's try it. We'll just say 200.9. 200.9, let's just call it 201. Let me show you, I'm gonna turn this camera around again to show you where what the dot looks like downrange, because I said this is a 3 MOA dot. So there we go. So that's the dot downrange when I'm painting over the targets. So to give you guys a consensus of my hold, when I'm looking directly at the target, so our left, the target's right. So let's just say you're me and I'm the silhouette, and I'm putting my dot here to hit that 122 yards. So I'm just going to probably pull it up just a little bit, maybe an inch, and see what time I can get. And again, that 122 was a 186. So draw from concealment's going to be a little bit spicier at 200. I've never tried this. Let me turn the brightness down some. Okay. It's a ricochet. Ricochet. Yeah. It was a 189, but I think it was skimmed off the top of them. And we want a direct hit, so. All right, so checking the other camera. It was a headshot. That's what the ricochet was, but it skimmed off the top of his head. So technically a headshot at 200 yards, but we want to replicate that. I want a center mass hit. So I'm gonna bring down the elevation a little bit. So let me make sure. Oh, wait, we're good. Okay, you guys like, I love this shirt. Let me hit this shot. Come on, Holy Spirit. Let's get this. Guide me to hit this.
Does it all by himself.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. 200 yards draw from concealment at a 163 on an A-zone size steel target. Oh, you have no idea how long that took me how hard that was. That was a center mass shot. I seen it swinging a little. But let's go down to the range. Hold on. Look at the replay on the phone. So he was swinging, but it was a shoulder shot. Still better than hitting up here. So that's twice in a row. Draw from concealment the last time. Oh my God, I am so proud of this. A 163 draw from concealment with an A-zone. At an A-zone only target. By far my best PR. So with all that being said, hope you guys enjoyed drawing from concealment for dummies. I'm the dummy, not you guys. And then also drawing from concealment at distance, challenging myself. This is by far the most hardest challenge I've ever done. Shooting an A-zone size steel target is hard enough, let alone drawing from concealment at consistent varial distances, language. I think we touched over everything. Go watch Justin's video for dry fire drills. I'll put it in the description box in the pinned comment down below. Talk about articles of clothing, talk about holsters. I didn't touch on the way holsters should be, but the way you want your holster to fit your gun is when you do go to draw, you should have a complete purchase. It should not be low up against your belt because you cannot get your fingers on it. So when you do go pull, you go down and see how my fingers can clear everything. It's not hitting, got a good gap between that and the belt. And then you pull, purchase, bang. Yeah, that was spicy. That was draw from concealment. Again, I can't stop talking about it. Draw from concealment at over 200 yards on an A-zone target in a 163. So I'm Ron. This is Draw from Concealment for Dummies. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments down below what other videos you want to see next, or if I missed anything I can touch on and make another follow-up video. With all that being said, you guys have a blessed day. Later.